Welcome back to Minecraft. I have Malinka with me. Hello.
Hello.
So yeah, we've got a special build today that I've been thinking about for a very, very long time, and I think now's the right time to build it. So it should be quite a fun episode. So what we've done in between episodes, however, is we've made some changes. We've given another level to our main base here, which you can see. It's actually mostly for the future. Well, not this episode, but the episode after this. We're planning on going for a bee setup in a couple of episodes' time. But a lot of the bee stuff that we need is probably going to require a lot more power. So this episode will be about power gen. I'm just going to show here what we've done. We've made a platform out here for the bees that come up. And yeah, and a room here for bee machines. We're going to have liquid storage. So I believe like here will be like honey stored here. Seed oil probably here. And DNA probably here.
Something like that.
Yeah. So that's the idea, and then all the machines that we need for the bees kind of here. And then the bees obviously outside, because they need to be outside.
This actually gives us access to two biomes over here. There's a desert type biome and a plains type biome, so we can keep both types of bees here. Quite
Yes,
easy.
that's why we've built this platform over here. Is that it hovers over the grove so that we can take advantage of the normal. We'll get into that when we're doing the bees, but yeah. So let's not worry about that too much. We've built a nice little staircase, which people aren't always happy with.
Called it ugly as sin.
She called it ugly as sin. She also said that someone had killed a zebra, and that was nice of her.
So people, if you've come up with some cool suggestions, we're open for it.
Yeah. Over here is what we're going to be working on for our power gen on this episode. So we've built ourselves a little platform out of quartz. We've got some infinite water source basically in the middle here. If you should know how water works for infinite storage. Cool. So I believe our power gen should be a steam based power gen system. And most people who work on Steam use like the Railcraft Steam solution, so that basically they take some kind of like solid like charcoal or coal or whatever, dump it into a solid fuel boiler. I think we've shown this before with blaze rods last season, and
Yes, we did.
And we turned that into steam that way. Or you can use a liquid state boiler, and again I think we showed that last season, and pump some kind of liquid fuel in it. I believe we used like ethanol, which at the time was called biofuel last season.
Yep, we did.
So that's the Railcraft method, and the most popular method, and arguably the most efficient method. But today we're going to make a build that is completely inefficient, but really fun.
Yep.
And it will come as a surprise, because most people do not even think about doing power gen this way. And we're going to be turning to a mod called factorization. And with that in mind, let's turn my NEI into factorization mode. And
this is going to take so much materials.
It is. It's so inefficient, it's ridiculous. But as I say, it's just a fun build that I've been wanting to do for quite some time. So the way this is going to work is we're going to need something called solar boilers, and solar boils. I know that sounds disgusting, and steam turbines.
Yep.
So I think let's just start off with the solar boilers. I think we're going to need 8, but let's just see how we get on, shall we? With that in mind, so steam turbine. I need a few iron bars, so let's just make 2 stacks of iron bars. It might be overkill, but at least I've got it for other projects too. Actually, I'll make the solar boiler first. And I say I think I need 8. I might at least it'll be a start. If I can make the system using more, I will use more, but probably off camera where I build up what we're doing here. And then next we need a steam turbine, and that's actually fairly difficult to craft. So first of all, we're going to need a fan. So let's make a fan. And we're going to need a motor. And the motor's going to need insulated coil.
Question, why do you need a steam turbine? Because that'll make charge.
Doesn't that...
We need to direct steam. Charge is the factorization power system.
Okay. So you're saying we don't need it at all? I thought we did just at the top to drag the steam out of at the
straight
top.
from the boilers.
Oh, okay.
Straight from the boilers.
Alright, well then I won't bother with any of this then. And I'll just go ahead with solar boilers. I think I'm missing something. That's the thing. Oh wait a minute, before we go, I'm going to make myself... so to check power in different objects, you've got different meters available in different mods. In factorization, it's something called a charge meter, which I probably have the materials for, and I can just go and make. So there we go. So one charge meter, and that's going to help us see how much power we're generating at any time. Okay. Just because I'm going to need a block to put it up against. That's where the solar boiler goes, right in the middle, and it's supposed to draw up the liquid through the solar boilers and jump off, take some damage, it'll be fine. Okay, so now each of these solar boilers should be dragging water up from the bottom, which you can see, but they're not actually generating any steam or power right now. And I think to be able to do that, we need to power them up using mirrors. I'm sure I'm missing something. I'm sure I'm missing that we need that thing at the top to actually get it to start doing the power, but alright. We'll see. I will take your word for it for now. And so yeah, we're going to need to make some mirrors. Are they here? Oh yeah, look, there they are. And this is where this build is suddenly going to get expensive. So we're going to need silver and glass panes. So let's start with the glass panes, because I'm going to need a lot of them. So let's get about 5 stacks of glass panes. Like so, and then the rest is silver. And we've been building up silver for a very long time on this server. And we've dragged silver from all sorts of bases around just to help with this build. And I'm going to start off with as many as I can make right now, which is about 100. I think I've got 101 here. Are you trunking in again? Possibly. Oh, no, actually that's...
Giving you some lines too.
Yeah, oh, I can't even get up. There we go. So now we're going to surround this with mirrors on this level. And yeah, you can go ahead. You were doing the right thing. I was worried that you'd covered in the middle. And this isn't the most efficient way of doing this either, and I will be changing this off camera. Oops. Let's grab that mirror. Like so. Oh, for God's sake. The hitboxes on these mirrors are really funky. There we go. Now in our testing of this, we managed to do a design that generated 42 MJ per tick. Eventually, when we did a test
Something
design.
like that.
Yeah. So it's an okay power gen. As I say, it's not the most powerful, but it will do. I may even be able to squeeze more than 42 out of it if I just adjust some of the design of it from what I did previously. Now I need to go up another level. Even still, Malenko, because I've still got 53 mirrors.
You've got... Okay. Let's see. The easiest way to get there is...
And I don't think
this line going.
Oh, I am generating steam. So at the moment I'm generating 16 steam. Bear in mind, this is a solar build, which requires solar power. Therefore, we need the sun. And right now we do not have the sun. Oh, there we go. And yeah, right as you can see, I'm building this using squares right now. However, the most efficient way of doing this is actually, instead of doing like giant squares around the center, you instead use circles around the center, and that's going to take too much time right now on camera to design out. So I will be doing the circle part off camera and just managing with squares on camera. Oh, damn it. And part of the reason why we've got to be careful the way we're doing this is because the mirrors block other mirrors if you're not careful and stop them working. If I come around here, I should be able to do this. Oh look, it's daytime, so we should be generating more soon.
You're probably out of mirrors by now, right?
Now I am. So that'll do for the moment. I've got a lot more silver from other bases, but you can see I'm generating steam in a fair amount of these blocks, and some of it's just being drawn up to the top. So that's working that side of it. Okay, now I need to get down. There we go.
Good luck.
That'll do. Okay, so for now that will do. And basically what we're building here is a giant satellite dish, in effect. And yeah, it'll look awesome when we're done. And we're probably going to have several of them eventually. So now we've got a choice. I think we should probably go for the Tesseract next.
Yep. Sounds like a good idea.
Cool. So let's go with the liquid Tesseract. Steam is considered a liquid in these mods, so that's fine. And we are going to need some of these materials here. So I'm going to start off making this. I may even have hardened glass in here from when we were making liquid ducts and power cables. Let's see. I do. Good. So I've got a Tesseract frame. And I need a pneumatic servo. Oh, I need two for God's sake, yeah, of course. When you're making Tesseracts, because it's a teleport method from one place to another, you need two. One as the input, one as the output, effectively. So good, right, that's that side of it done. Next I'm going to need some ender pearls. Ender pearls representing the teleporting of items, effectively. So I'm going to grab these, and we've done this before with the transposers and the magma crucible, using redstone to fill up these batteries that we have, like here. But in a similar way, we can fill up tesseracts with liquid ender. So right now I'm dropping ender pearls inside the magma crucible, which in turn is transferring it to our liquid transposer, which in turn will feed it into these And hopefully it shouldn't take too long.
How many frames did you make?
I've made 2.
Okay, you need 4 ender pearls for each frame.
Oh, alright, then I probably filled this up too much then. You sure? No, I've burned through way more than 4 already, haven't I? Oh.
4 for each frame.
Maybe not. Well, anyway, the extra ender pearl liquid that's in here I'll use for something else at some point. It's not that big a drama. Okay. Well, there we go. I've got 2 unattuned tesseracts now. And now I need to turn them into liquid tesseracts. So, let's grab that, and that. Oh, what else am I missing here? Oh, silver. I've used all the silver up.
I'll go grab some more.
Malinka, before you go,
Yeah.
have some ender pearls to teleport over there. You should just be able to... Oh, you could use your rod of return too, I guess. Fair enough. You can always ender pearl back though.
Let's see, silver.
I guess while you're doing that,
32 silver.
if you finish off the liquid tesseract build, I'm going to go over to Grand Central over here and make the engines.
Ah, yes.
So I've already preloaded my rolling machine with steel ingots to make myself some steel plates, and I just need the last 4 here, and that will get me 20 steel plates altogether that I have, which is good. So I'll place those in here, and yeah, we're using steam as we've said, and we're going to need the top engines, which are called industrial steam engines, and I believe we're making 6. So let's start off with pistons and make some 6 pistons here. Should do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pistons. Next we're going to need the gears, and that requires stone gears with steel around it. So let's just make ourselves 12 wooden gears. Oh, I made 13, never mind, they'll get used sometime. 12 stone, and then finally, because I've got the steel here, which I think in the last episode we made a blast furnace, saying that we needed steel. That's exactly where all this steel has come from, is from the steel production upstairs. Speaking of which, I've actually just put hoppers in here to auto feed, and I've also got a redstone engine here just to pump out of this thing, just so we can keep it going. I've also got these nice clear glass that I've replaced in a whole bunch of builds. We're now using the clear glass instead of the normal glass from the last episode that we made. But now we've got all of those things, I believe I should have enough to make 6 steam engines, which I do. Great, and I'll just put the rest back. So I've got the steam engines. Have you got the tesseracts?
I've got 1 tesseract, the other one is actually already set up down below.
Okay. And
so I'll just give you the tesseract and you get to climb up the pyramid.
I do need some liquiducts.
Also got, that was on me.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just put these ender pearls away then. And have you got redstone energy conduits on you? Not that I don't know if we even need them.
Also set up already down below.
Okay. Do you want to pass me the liquiducts as well?
Already done. It's in your inventory.
Ah, yes they are. Good. And let's put that in here. Okay. Let's go climbing. So basically I need to get up on top of this structure. So yeah, shame every time
we're recording at the moment.
Yeah, I was gonna say every time I record it wants to rain. It's fine. Shame Arashi's not
Rain
on
isn't
with
a bad thing, but...
with a sand gun.
Oh, she has a sand gun. Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what I need to do here is I need to place liquid ducts around the edge here like so. And the reason why I've got so many liquid ducts is because liquid ducts, although they can carry an infinite amount of steam inside them, they cannot draw an infinite amount of steam. So to increase the amount of steam that I can draw from this thing, I'm placing liquid ducts around like this. And as you can already see, steam is coming out of this thing. And where's my
I hope you've got your wrench on you.
Yep. There we go, like so. And if I place my liquid tesseract on top, and as I said, we already did a test version of this, so actually I've got a frequency set up. But normally what you do
Actually,
is...
I just set up that frequency, to be
Oh, did you?
honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the way liquid tesseracts work is that in the configs here, I'm going to change it to... we've got it set to public access, and we've got it on send and receive. In this case, just don't need to do this, but I'm going to send it to send only because we're sending steam away. I can choose a frequency. In this case we've chosen 1, we can give it a name, and then once you do that you save the frequency, and then you can use it and set the frequency at any time. So unfortunately you went ahead and set the frequencies, so I couldn't really show that on camera, never mind. Okay,
Sorry.
that's alright. So hopefully now we've got steam coming in there. And so this will not be generating enough for 6 boilers right now, unfortunately. Just because I don't know about that one. Just because we haven't got all the mirrors set up, I need to borrow... I believe Elfie's got like 800 silver, so I'm probably going to steal her silver at some point.
I think we've used most of my silver for this one. I had 800 plus as well.
Well, and my silver from my base is all gone. Okay, so now we've got the engines kind of set up. What we need to do is just turn them all around. Can you take off those levers, please?
Oh yes, of course. Sorry, force of habit.
I know. I'll need only 1 lever.
Can you... oh wait, I've got one as well here. There.
Okay, so now all of these engines are filling up with steam. We've wrenched all of the engines into place, and I've wrenched all the pipes that they're orange to show the output. Right now these are not filling up with steam though in here. Wonder why. There's steam in the pipes.
Is it obligated to... No wait, we never connected to the backside for these engines, did we?
No, I don't think so. I mean, like, that's not going to make a difference. That's very odd. Why isn't this filling up?
Let me try something quick.
Okay.
See if it fills up now. Nope. Okay, so that doesn't matter.
The engines don't need to be on, do they?
One way to find out.
Yeah, just turn 1 on for now.
Yep. They need to be turned on.
Okay, right, that's fine. So, yes, we could use levers. Like, that's definitely a method you can do. But, in a bid to keep this build fairly tidy, and to allow us to, like, extend this in the future, I'm actually going to use some of the rednet cables. So consider this future-proofing. We don't need to do this. We could have used levers. And I'm just going to connect through here, like so. I'm not too worried that that's connecting to the cable, because the cables don't actually react to redstone signals. This is a little bit risky though. Everything's a little too close. It might be okay. I'm just worried that I'm going to
set the processor on the other side. Set it on this side.
Should be okay. So I'm just going to put the lever on top. And that should turn all the engines on.
It did.
Okay. Let's see how much power we're generating then. They'll need to warm up. So we're up to 2 MJ. 3. We're probably going to level out at around 3-ish at the moment, I guess.
18 MJ is still nice. Oh, wait, still
yeah,
nice.
about 3.3. So you can times that by 6. So around...
Let's say 20 MJs.
Yeah, around 20 MJs right now. And this is all feeding directly into our power system we can leave turned on now. So unlike this system where we're actually using resources at all times, as in the force gems, this system uses solar panels and solar power. Bearing in mind that the power gen will actually drop massively at night, but we're using infinite power and infinite sunlight to generate that, so now we can just leave the whole thing on. And
I've actually turned off the force engines. No point in running those anymore.
Indeed. It's probably still a net gain of power, to be honest. What did we say, 20 MJs?
Yeah.
Well, how much is this using at the moment? Let's check the controller. It says 14 units per tick. That's...
divided by 5 for MJs.
Yeah, divided by 5. That's like 3 MJs. That's all we're using up on a regular basis. And yes, alright, we'll use more when we're using furnaces and stuff, which obviously can be high usage. But I'll be honest with you, I don't use them that often. With the heat pickaxe that I have here, I don't need to pulverize and cook up ores when we go, because that's automatically done with my heat pickaxe. And other than that, it's just for when we're making like liquid ducts and power conduits and tesseracts and stuff like that. Which, you know, let's face it, we don't do that often.
We'll have to be honest though, the B machines will take up a lot of energy, but you can store that ahead with the energy cells.
Well, yeah, that's true. And this will be pumped up to do a lot more power soon anyway. Probably...
Yep.
I might actually pause up right now and do it, and then show the finished one. Should we do that?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So when we next cut, after the cut, we'll have a more fleshed out solar system here. So see you in a bit. And we're back, and we've gone ahead and filled in a lot more mirrors, and yeah, definitely we've. Didn't quite get as much power as I thought we did. I don't know what I've changed in the original setup of this, but we've got about 38 MJ per tick. I'm not quite sure.
Something like that.
Quite what we did wrong. I'll build up to the top so that people can see from above what we've done. So I think that's probably the best way of showing it. Okay. So, yeah, as you can see that we've made basically a circle. Some of these levels we could fit a couple around. So if you look at this level here, we've effectively got mirrors behind mirrors here. But the way we did it basically is any time we looked on the corners especially and see if there was a better line of sight to the middle. But yeah, so now we've got this massive satellite dish using a lot of silver. I mean, like, you know, 800 kind of somewhere in that region. I didn't actually do the calculations. I can't remember how many
Actually,
mirrors.
more than that. The basic calculus, I think we're up to about 1300 to 1500 silver.
Yeah. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
expensive to make 38 MJ per tick this way. I mean, it's not. We said right at the start this is highly inefficient. Although to be fair, there isn't much use for silver in the game, so you know what else were we going to use it for anyway? And I just really wanted to do this design just because I liked it. I think it's fun. I think it looks cool, and yeah, it definitely works. I probably should have used my multimeter to show some of that stuff, but you know, if you make your own, you can multimeter and show it throughout anyway. And yeah, just to show you that we're getting a decent amount of power. Each engine is around 6 MJ to 6.5 MJ, depending on light levels, because of the way the sun is in the sky.
Yep. We've got some clouds right now, so it just dropped down from 6.4 to 6.0 when I was looking at it.
Yeah. We've got our Tesseract here bringing the power in. This is filled up, which is quite nice. We probably could do more energy cells now. But yeah, I hope it's really good. Let us know what you think of the design. And besides the fact it's inefficient, we know. But if whether or not you like it. So yeah, like we know how to do efficient designs. In fact, I believe Malinka off camera is going to do a different MJ thing, but pretty much what we did last season actually, with the using his tree farm to make ethanol again, right? Or biofuel.
It's not going to be that efficient yet, because I'm not going to use the steam engines on that yet. So, I mean the boiler.
Yeah.
What I am going to use is going to be a bit of a surprise.
Okay. But yeah, you'll see more efficient designs. I'll do more efficient designs because we'll need more than just 32 MJ eventually anyway. So you'll see more efficient designs for the main base as well as side bases. It's just a project I've been really, really wanting to do. Is this, knowing that yeah. I think it's cool.
It looks cool on the minimap.
Yeah, it does.
It looks cool on the minimap as well.
Yeah. I just really wanted a giant satellite dish making us power, so that's it really. It's our solar farm effectively. And yes, we could add more if we were insane enough to have lots more silver. We could make lots of these. And as I say, like if I take silver here in NEI, and I'm just going to show you how few recipes are with silver. So, wait a minute, wrong button. Let's get it with silver usage. So right click here. Probably takes a while. So okay, blocks of silver, not that amazing. We use a little bit of silver for filtering for routers. A little bit for raft lamps if we're going to be making raft lamps in future. Silver chests that we don't need because we use
Gold/diamond.
Yeah, exactly. They occasionally use in transmission coils. Crescent hammer, we don't use a crescent hammer. Well, I guess we'll make a crescent hammer at some point, but that's not a big deal. Need them for different energy, liquid and tesseract stuff, but again we won't be making vast amounts of that. Illuminator frames are to do with making like lights. It looks like there's a little bit of silver needed for fertilizer and the unifier, but look,
Fertilizer?
but there's nothing that we need anything with silver in bulk. And a lot of it is that they have alternate recipes for. So like take this wiring for instance, it says you can use silver and copper. Now if I look at the recipe for wiring, there's lots of ways that you can do it with the silver and the copper, or you can use gold cable and redstone, which arguably can be more efficient than using all this copper. So yes, it uses silver, but silver's not that crucial for a lot of builds, so certainly don't need it in bulk for anything else other than this. Anyway, we're going to get a quarry up and running soon. We'll have silver coming out of our eyeballs.
I hope not. That sounds painful.
Anything else to show that we've been doing before I wrap up and finish up this episode?
Nothing special, I think.
I did
You could
say
show how much your tree farm is producing.
I can do. I'll go off and do that. I think that's been going for a while. So we've replaced the clear glass in Holy Gun's base. That's been done. I'm even tempted to show them what we've been doing in the desert.
That's all up to you.
Yeah, I can do that. Let me just show you the tree farm and how that chest is going at the moment. This has been fairly efficient. I never even need to go back to it very often. It just happily grabs everything I need, and this design over here with the cargo managers and everything, I should show that, because on the episode that we did it, I don't think it was fully set up the way it is set up now, is it? So let's have a look.
No, it isn't actually.
So in the cargo manager here, the cart comes in, it drops everything out of its storage first. It then fills up its engines with any wood that it needs to finish up. You can see it's doing it now. Look at this. Then it drops any saplings, and then it takes any excess wood it needs, and then anything else that would be left over is then given into this chest to be picked up, which isn't a lot necessarily per rotation, especially at night. But over a long period of time, it makes a big difference. Well, you can see the chest is filled and we're doing okay. And again, it's not the most efficient tree farm. Their MFR system is more efficient, and probably the forestry multi-block is probably a little bit more efficient. But it's
true.
Our designs aren't necessarily about efficiency.
But if you realize that build actually takes diamonds to keep the tree farm going, because the tool takes damage, well, we haven't replaced it yet since we made the episode, and that's at least 2 weeks back, Fire?
That is true. Yeah. And the other thing is, like, the other systems, they need power. And although they generate power because we're using the materials for the generation there. Oh, that's not good. I got a big world hole that I can't seem to cross.
Oh, one of those black world holes.
Well, I'm worried about stepping into it and whether or not it will recover.
You die horribly if you do that.
Yeah. I can run around it. Let me pause up the recording to fix this world hole. And yeah, there we go. World hole is fixed. Let's carry on. And we're heading towards the desert right now.
We need to sleep first. We're not in creative, and it's daytime. It's nighttime. We will die horribly there because we have no lights there.
Well, yes, true. So we are building stuff and created it out in the desert. That's why you mentioned it. But we actually destroy it completely. It's where we go and test things, and then destroy it afterwards. So,
like any good builder does, in my opinion.
Yeah, normally, a lot of people would be going on to say like their own single player worlds to test a build before they put it on a multiplayer server. The thing is that we like to discuss our builds between us, so that's why we just do it on this server, just so that we can discuss what we're doing. But we do it out here so that we don't interfere with anything and then delete everything afterwards. I don't have any carts on me.
I always have one card in my bag, so that should work.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, we've been messing around a little bit more with Railcraft, and so this is a freeway junction that we have here, and if Malinka gets here, there we go. Malinka, start from
There's my card.
This side. So here we've got like a powered booster track onto a boarding track onto a Y track with a switch lever. which then goes into switch tracks with switch levers, boarding tracks again, and more powered. So that's generally how it works. The cart comes up here, and you then get to choose if you're going left or right. So you just click on this switch lever here, you choose that he's choosing left here, and he pushes the button, the cart will go. It does stop there unfortunately, but if you push it again it will then let you go. And if you start from this side and show it
Give me
again.
a second, I'm actually nearly starving.
Okay,
There.
that's fine.
Where did you want me to start?
From where you are.
Oh, right here.
Here.
You mean this?
Here.
Oh, there's no booster track here, so that's going to be difficult.
Oh, wherever, yeah, just the booster track.
Other side.
Well, it makes, yeah, alright. Right, so say you're approaching this direction, and now he can choose whether or not to go straight ahead or left by clicking the nearest switch lever here.
Where do you want me to go?
That goes, just go straight ahead. So click it one more time, I think, and that will go straight ahead. So that's how you build like a freeway track. Now you can stop the extra stopping by adding repeaters and redstone around, so that when you hit the button it holds the signal for a bit longer to keep this active. But yeah, we haven't quite built in that system. Over here, now this is a lot more complicated, and I'll only go briefly now because we'll build this properly live at some point, maybe. The problem is that this server's too laggy. Most servers probably will be too laggy for this setup. But Malinka, do you want to see what it's show what it's supposed to do? And you might need another cart.
I only have one card on me, unfortunately.
Okay. But anyway, right now you can see that this cart is just going back and forth on this track, and you can see here that the signals here are changing. And if I come over here, you can see that right now, as it approaches, it goes red. Say, oh god, there's a cart heading straight towards you, red light. When the cart is travelling away, it's a yellow light, and when the cart is out of the designated area, it's a green light. And the designated area that we're measuring here is between this light and this light. Hence why it goes green, it goes orange as it's travelling through, and red as it's travelling beyond, and then green again. Right? So that's kind of how it's working. Now, each of these are attached using these controllers to switch the tracks. And what's supposed to happen is that, say I'm another track here, I'll pretend to be a track, and I see this is, let's move out of the way. So then I'm travelling here, and I see there's a track in the way, so what it will do is I'll come here and I'll wait for this cart to be out of the way, and then once it's out of the way, this will change again and allow me to go forward. So it allows two trains to basically use this same line, and they dodge out of each other's way, which works on a single player world, this whole setup, but does not on a multiplayer. Unfortunately, they're still colliding. We're working on it to see if we can fix some of it, and we'll go into details exactly how this works. It's fairly complicated, but yeah, that's the basics of it. Is yeah, we've got signal controllers, signals, and all sorts of things. So that's to come, basically, at some point in the future. Should be interesting.
To be continued.
Exactly. So yeah, we are hard at work with the rail stuff. It's just that Railcraft is one of the hardest mods, in my opinion, to work with. It's extremely complex, and carts have very odd rules about them. And yeah. That's that. We'll be injecting these into the railway networks at some point, each of those systems. Okay, that's possibly more than I was intending to talk about this episode. It's probably turned into a long episode. It went from a short episode that I wanted to extend to being too long, but never mind. Okay. As per usual, please leave a comment, subscribe and like. Definitely, I want to know more about what you think of this factorization solar build. It's not unique because I have grabbed ideas from elsewhere, but you know, it's still a nice idea that we've put together, Anyway, it's something that I thought up of my own, and then I looked up to see if anyone else had done it, and I found that a couple of people had. So, yeah. There's there on video for you to see, because I don't think you'll find too many videos with this setup, just maybe some Google images. But yeah, so from me, I'm Malinka. Thanks for joining us. As per usual, leave a comment. Thank you. Bye.
See you next time.